Yeah, hello, Viking Nation. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? One thing I never could understand is like how do offensive coordinators call a game? Like if I call a play that gets positive yards, why not call that again at least two or three times during the course of a game? And what I'm referring to is on the first play of the game, we run I guess you'd call it a wide receiver sweep, jet sweep maybe. I don't know what the technical term is with Jefferson, and he gets 8, 9 yards. I mean, it was just a good call, good play. It changes it up a little bit, and that play never gets called again, at least to my recollection. I don't remember seeing that play called again during the course of the game. You know, when plays work, wouldn't you want to go back to that play again, at least one, two, maybe three times to get some positive yards and keep the defense, kind of guessing? On that last drive after the bar pick, um, on after the swing pass to Dalvin Cook, I almost knew that a run was coming, like the same run that they ran that he got absolutely no yards on. It's like I can almost predict what they're going to do. It's so frustrating. I really feel like we're getting outcoached by the other teams. It seems to happen week in and week out. I know we're competitive and we come down to the wire, but it seems like in the critical situations we get outcoached. I can predict what we're going to do, and if I can do that, I'm sure the defensive coordinators for the other teams can figure it out as well. So I'm really I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of good moments in the game. The kid from Iowa with that kickoff return, we've needed something like that in a long time. Byron stepped up, which will lead me to talk about Harrison Smith in about 2 seconds. I was getting down on Barr like he hadn't made any plays, and then he steps up and makes that incredible play that yielded nothing. So I mean, it's so frustrating. But getting back to Harrison Smith, is it time to end his era in Minnesota? I mean, not being vaccinated, going on that list, you can't. I mean, it's not like people are dropping dead from getting the vaccine. I've got the two shots, no issues. Again, it's not like people are having all these side effects that would make a player feel like, oh my God, my life is in danger here. Pretty safe. Millions of people are taking it. You're part of a team. You're one of the leaders, one of the captains. You can't get the vaccine. I mean, I don't know what to do. It just, to me, that's just being selfish. And maybe it's time to move on from Harrison and get a second, third, or fourth round pick next year, because I think Byron can step up and get the job done. I think Smith is starting to slow down. I don't like his attitude, and he's got too much free reign to do whatever he wants on the line of scrimmage. If you notice, a lot of our busted coverage seems to be where he should be on the back end. I mean, he's technically a safety, and a safety is the last line of defense. And so if we get thrown over the top, it's the safety's responsibility to make that play not happen. So I've been a big Harrison Smith fan since 2012 when he came into the league, but I think it's time to move on from Harrison. And I don't know. And then that penalty on the bench, it's like little things like that that just, I don't know where to begin. It's like, it's just, I don't know. I'm just babbling right now, but I think all fans can feel the frustration of we should have won that game. We should have won that game. You know, it's just too bad. 5 losses. We're probably going to end up 10 losses. In my opinion now, it's like we can't seem to. We're getting outcoached. We need fresh ideas. The defense is getting pummeled. Chris Boyd, I mean, he's like a cheerleader. I mean, we have enough cheerleaders. We don't need another cheerleader. If he could just play football and they just picked him apart all afternoon after he got in. Breland is just a poodle. He's just an absolute poodle. He needs to go. The difference between Reed and Zimmer is Reed realized in Kansas City that Breland was not a good player and he let him go. And we get him and we're stuck with nothing. And then the backup to that is Boyd, who's even worse. You know what I mean? So, the whole thing has just got me pretty dejected. It's like you don't mind losing, but when you have morons running the show, it just becomes tough, And please, no talk about Kubiak being our head coach, the next Vikings head coach. I've heard that. I can't remember where, but that is not going to happen. He is up to this point. He's like a moron. He can't, he's got no swag. He's got no, he's just, because he's a Kubiak, you think he's going to get the job done, but he's not. Just enough to get us to where we're a little bit competitive, but in the critical moments, we're not making it happen. I mean, I'm just really, really upset right now with just that. I don't know. We don't know how to put people away. We had a 24-10 lead, and then and I think that penalty that on the bench was just that was a straw that really broke the camel's back. I mean, because we stopped them there, and it's another game, But they get an extra 15 yards, and then they come down, and little things like that just irritate me because it's so stupid. It's just so stupid. It's like there was no need for that. And it was the right call. It's like the guy's out of bounds, leave him alone. You don't know need to throw a forearm at him or I mean, I know we're competitive, but we got to be smart. And then when it's like someone that's not even on the field, it's just I can go on and on and on. I don't know. I wish I knew what the Wolves are thinking about the team right now and Zimmer and because I think he's done. I mean, his defense isn't the defense that we remember. Um, I think it's time. He's got one more year in his contract. Maybe let him play that out, but I wouldn't do any extensions or anything. Just let him go. So let Zim go. I think Harrison Smith needs to move on, and let's get a second or third round pick for him. Um, we did do some good things. That kickoff return was exciting to watch. We finally have a kickoff returner that's not a fucking pussy. You know what I mean? And can run. So um, I'm venting. Obviously, I'm venting. It looks like we're not going to make the playoffs unless a miracle happens, and I doubt it. I doubt it at this point. So let's go out, Skull Nation. We're going to play the Chargers next Sunday. I'm going to be at that game, but only to see the stadium. It's how I feel right now. I probably should not do a podcast right after a loss like this, but here I am. So you all have a good one. We'll see you next week. Skull out. Skull. 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 Skull.